Hey guys, it's Jeff from Press Your Luck, and I am really excited about today's video, guys. This is a recipe that has to do with my favorite cuisine. Now, if you've been watching my videos and you've gotten to know me a little bit through the videos, you'll know that my favorite thing to eat is Asian food, especially Chinese food. And there's this very special thing that Chinese cuisine has, specifically the Shanghai region, where friends from near and far say to me, Jeff, let's go and get soup dumplings. Oh, yeah, we're gonna try some soup dumplings in there today. They're also called Xiao Long Bao in Chinese, and they're basically not just your typical dumpling. They're a dumpling that has soup embedded inside the dumpling. It's really something on its own. It's its own experience, and wait until you try them out. I've never done it in here before, guys. I've never even made soup dumplings before, but I felt like the time has arrived. So without further ado, soup dumplings! So the first step to making soup dumplings is the gelatin. So what we want to do is add 1.5 cups of water to a pot on the stove, just like that. 1 teaspoon of chicken base like a better than bouillon. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. You can use those thrown in if you'd like. And then come on down here and turn it on so we bring it to a boil. And now that we're boiling, we're gonna go down here and turn the heat off. And we're now going to add our gelatin. We're gonna add 2 teaspoons of an unflavored gelatin. You can find it in the supermarket near the Jello section, and add 2 teaspoons of that and then mix it up. And then just bring this right back up to a quick little boil, and then make sure that all of our gelatin gets nice and mixed up and dissolved in there. We don't want any lumps of gelatin floating around. And then after a few moments, just turn the heat off, let it come down just so like that, and we're going to transfer this to a little small casserole dish and set it in the fridge. Alright guys, so I'm going to use like a small little tin dish like this. We want something long and rectangular because when the gelatin's going to set in there, it's going to be easy to scrape out and use in small little bundles to go inside of each dumpling. So just pour this inside, just like so. And then we're going to just let it sit there for a second, and then we're going to transfer it to the refrigerator and refrigerate it for a couple of hours until it gets nice and hard and gelatinous. There we go, right into the fridge, and let it sit there again for about 2 hours or so until it gets nice and firm. And while our gelatin soup mixture is setting in the refrigerator, I'm going to make our dumpling dipping sauce first. And that's going to consist of black vinegar. You can get this in an Asian market, some soy sauce you can get in any market, and some ginger, which you can get in any market. I'm putting 1/4 cup of the black vinegar, 1/2 tablespoon of the soy sauce, and I'm going to take this ginger, I'm going to peel it, and I'm going to cut it into just a few thin little matchstick size strips. Just like so, and we're going to take these and we're going to add it right into our wonderful dumpling sauce that we've made. This is not conventional dumpling sauce, by the way. It's obviously black vinegar based, but it works perfectly for the soup dumplings, and you're going to see later what I'm going to do with it. And just put a lid on this and then put it in the fridge as well. And our gelatin's still down there. Look at that. It's getting nice and firm already. So now we're going to now prepare our meat mixture. And let's start with these scallions. It's really the white part of the scallions we're really interested in here. So get a bunch of scallions. They're usually, sold by the bunch and wrapped up. We're going to take them and we're going to chop them up really finely like this. And there you have it. Perfect. So let's take all that and we're going to add that into a bowl. Just like that. And now let's move on to our shiitake mushrooms. So I have 3 shiitake mushrooms here, and I'm also going to chop these up nice and finely as well. Just like that. And I've also removed the stems from the mushrooms as well, which you're going to want to do before you cut these up. Just discard those. And then add our mushrooms to the chopped scallions. Next to my chopped mushrooms and chopped scallions, I'm going to add 1/2 pound of ground pork. And to that I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of minced ginger, 2 teaspoons of crushed garlic, 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, and 2 teaspoons of stereo speaker. No, I'm kidding. 2 teaspoons of Shaoqing cooking wine, which is basically Chinese rice wine. Again, you could find this in most markets or any international market. It's called Shaoqing cooking wine, or a Chinese rice wine, or even a sake would work fine for this, to tell you the truth. So 2 teaspoons of that. And now comes the fun mixing part. With clean hands, mix all of this up good together. Okay, and once we look like this, we're all nice and done. Of course, use both hands, so if you're filming something like me, put the camera down and make sure you use both hands. It'll take about 1 minute to 1.5 minutes to really work everything in. It's almost like a dough. So pop the lid on top of this and pop it into the fridge for a few minutes just so it sets the meat mixture. And now that a few hours have passed, I'm going to go into the refrigerator and I'm going to take out our soup gelatin mixture. Yeah. Here we go. How are you? Ah, look at that. Perfect, that perfect jiggle, just what we want. Let's take that out and set it over here. And also line a baking sheet with parchment paper because we're going to put all of our dumplings right onto this. So taking a knife, cut about 1/2 inch or so down and make a line, and we're gonna cut these into cubes. You know what you can actually do is you can get one of those mini ice cube trays, the little tiny ones, and you can actually pour it into there as well, and you would want the silicone ones for that. That might come in handy for this, but I didn't have it on me at the time, so I'm doing it like this. Then like this, all the way across, perfect. Because these are going to be our soups that's going to go into each individual dumpling. That's how the soup gets inside the soup dumplings. The mystery is solved. A critical ingredient, obviously, of the soup dumplings are dumpling wrappers. Now, we want to get the kind that are circular. Try not to get wonton wrappers. Get one that's a dumpling wrappers. And these say Hong Kong style, which makes me feel like these must be the right ones. You get a ton of them in here. So they usually come frozen. Let them thaw. And now that I've unwrapped them, that's how they look, just like that. And we also want a little bowl of water because we're going to use that to wet our hands. And we also want to take our pork mixture out of the fridge as well. And because he's so popular and everyone loves him so much, back by popular demand is Richard. And Richard is really good with his hands. And I'm terrible at doing crafty things, and making dumplings would be included in that category. So he's going to show you how to do this. Basically, you're going to take one of the wrappers. They already have flour on them, as you see. It's great. But take a little ball of the meat from the little bowl there, and put it right in the center. You don't want it to be too much because we have to wrap this thing up. Then we're going to take a little bit of the gelatin. It's okay if it looks like that. It's completely fine. It's just going to turn into the soup anyway once it gets heated, and put it in there just like that. And now Richard is going to use that water because it serves as glue. Basically, it's necessary to use the water. Exactly what he's doing right now. He's so smart. And basically, you're going to take the two edges and they're going to give each other a little kiss, just like that. And then you're going to then fold in the corners just like that. So it becomes almost like they have wings on the edges. And now you give it that classic soup dumpling look by scrunching it kind of all together for a final step, just like so. And look at that beautiful work of art, Richard.
Be careful you don't squeeze the gelatin out. It will
be delicate. This is a very delicate process. And see? I mean, it doesn't look exactly like the restaurant because I feel like those people go to college just to learn how to make soup dumplings specifically. They're like an art. There you go, guys. These look beautiful, and then we're going to cook these babies up. So once all the dumplings are all set and we're ready to steam them in our Instant Pot, a critical thing you need to get, and I bought one of these on Amazon for 12 bucks, is a bamboo steamer. This is a 6-inch, it's going to fit into the 6-quart perfectly. It's 2-tiered, and it has a little lid. It's super cute, and each tier is going to hold about 4 dumplings, so we're able to cook about 8 at a time. So I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to do this. So with the trivet in the Instant Pot, I'm going to add 1 cup of water to it, just like that. And I bought these little parchment rounds with the little holes in them, like you would see when you get soup dumplings in a restaurant. Some places use cabbage, but this is a lot easier, and they fit in relatively well into these bamboo steamers. Just, you know, a little bit large for them, but it's okay, we can make it fit. And we're going to set our dumplings on there so they don't stick. And we just put it in the other one as well, so we have them just like this. And as Richard keeps making them, he's doing such a great job, fantastic, we're going to now carefully transport each dumpling and put it in the steamer. Again, this should hold about 4 each. Voila, just like that. We probably could actually fit another one in there, but for my first time, I'm not going to risk it. And I'm going to set that on top of the trivet with the water underneath it. And the best thing about these steamers is they stack right on top of each other, so I'm going to put the other one right on top of the other, and then I'm going to cover it with this adorable little lid. And now I'm going to get the lid on top. It goes on perfectly. Go into sealing position. Go down here, hit manual, and I'm going to go down for only 3 minutes. And then when that's done, I'm going to do a 5-minute natural release. So it means it's going to count up to 5, and then I'm going to do the rest on a quick release. And guys, this is going to take a little bit of patience and time to do, so don't get frustrated if you mess up the first few times you make dumplings. There's plenty of meat and plenty of dumpling wrappers to go around. It's going to take a little bit of a groove to get into it, and that's fine. Again, it's going to be the most adorable, fantastically delicious end result, so just keep at it and you're going to wow people. I'm just sure of it, so keep on keeping on. Practice makes perfect. And it turns out this is going to make 40 soup dumplings, guys. So whatever you don't use, you can just pop in the freezer and just take them out and pop them right into the Instant Pot for the future. Alright, now that that's all finished, we're going to do a natural release for 5 minutes, which means this is going to count up to 5, and when that's there, we'll do the rest on a quick release. And while those are cooking, let's get our sauce out of there as well, and just let that sit over here at room temperature for a few minutes. And we're at 5 minutes, so we're going to finish this off with a quick release. And our pin just dropped, and that took no time at all, not even a minute. And now let's get the lid off, and I'm so excited to see how these came out. Oh boy, moment of truth. Oh, we are in business. Look at that. You can see the soup in the little, sitting in the little sides of the dumpling. That's exactly how it should look. Oh my gosh, guys, I can't contain my excitement right now. Let's take these right out because these have a very short shelf life. We have to serve these immediately, soup dumplings. You don't want to let them sit out for any more than 5 minutes. And don't they look beautiful? Okay, so now this is the part that's a little tricky in like surgery. We have to take the soup dumpling and put it onto a spoon carefully. You can use those Chinese ceramic ones, those deep ones. Those are preferable for soup dumplings, but I don't have any. I should buy some. Okay guys, so there's many different methods to eating soup dumplings, but this is how I do it. The first thing I do, and this is an optional step, is take a little chopstick and sort of drill a little hole in the top of the dumpling. Just like that with it. Then I take some of our delicious vinegar sauce that we've made, and I'm going to take a little bit of that, and I'm going to spoon that into the hole so it goes inside and mixes up with the soup. Then what I do is I'm going to try to do this from the side so you can see it more easily. I nibble the skin and slightly tilt the dumpling away from me so the soup doesn't spill and burn into my mouth. Perfect. And you see how I've lanced it? Just like this, and now all the soup is pouring into the spoon from the dumpling. The gelatin became soup. Oh my gosh, and now we eat the dumpling. Wow, wow, Xiao Long Bao. This is unbelievable, guys. Soup dumplings in the Instant Pot, who would have thought? Wow, wow. I'm gonna have another one of these. And now do you see all the soup that's coming into the spoon, dripping off from the inside, it's spilled out. And now you just pop the dumpling in your mouth, and they're just so delicate. They're like fluffy little pillows of heaven. Delicious. Oh, I just love them so much. They're my favorite thing in the world to eat. They're going to be a huge crowd pleaser for any party that you have. A great appetizer, a great snack. They're fantastic. Now, if you want to compare these to a place like Joe's Shanghai, which in my opinion has the greatest soup dumplings, Xiao Long Baos in the world, it's not the same thing, obviously. I mean, I'm just some Jewish kid who made these in his Instant Pot. But I'm telling you right now, they're delicious. They're a wonderful homemade alternative. And if you really want a soup dumpling fix, you're going to get a soup dumpling fix. These things are magnificent. Guys, for more recipes like these, go to facebook.com/pressureluckcooking, and I'll have all the social channels. And again, wow, 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 Xiao Long Bao. Soup dumplings.